Hey, what's up YouTube? It's Raph, aka The Keeper. Haven't made a deck profile in a while, so today there was a Pot of Duality tournament at my local. I got 10th place. I wasn't using my Gravekeepers. I went on a whim, praying that I was going to face a lot of 6 Sam. Only faced 2. I faced a lot of Chaos Plant though. And if I had known I was going to play so much Chaos Plant, I would have used my Gravekeeper because it's just an amazing matchup for me. Although with the deck I was running, I didn't think I had such a bad matchup anyway. So I'm going to bring you the deck profile just because I think the way it was played out, the way I still managed to get 10th place out of like 60 people for a Pot of Duality tournament, go in the top 16, lose to, of course, Chaos Plant Synchro, that the deck deserved to go up there because no one's expecting it, no one's siding for it, except maybe Noblemans, if they're smart enough to remember. And maybe Chain Disappearance. So yeah. Today I bring to you what I call Stupid.deck. The first part isn't stupid, but the side deck sure is. It's a full 15-card swing. It's slightly altered from what I played before, because what I played before included a Ceasefire and a Dark Room of Nightmare, and I just took those out now to make the deck like 41-ish. But yeah, here's what I have so far. Deck. Starting with the monsters. Excuse me about the light. Alright, this is gonna take a while. I'm sorry. Attack is stupid. And here we go again. Hopefully this is the last time that happens. So here is attempt number 3 at showing this stuff. Three Needleworms. I have an Ultra, a Super, and a Common, so I'm kind of looking for another Ultra or Super. Yeah, help out with that, guys. 3 Needleworms. By the way, the first portion, the main deck, is a Millburn. So 3 Needleworms, 3 Wormworms, Needleworm, flip effect. When it's flipped, your opponent mills 5 cards off the top of their deck. Wormworm, when this card is destroyed, doesn't say destroyed and sent to grave. When this card is destroyed, opponent mills 3 cards off the top of their deck. So even if it gets warninged, or if it had the ability to get bottomless, if it gets Nobleman while it's face down, its effect still activates. They will lose 3 cards off the top of their deck. 2 X-Saber Airbellums. When he inflicts battle damage by a direct attack, your opponent randomly discards 1 card from their hand, so it works out as the mill. As well as his second ability is being a 3-star Beast Tuner. Beast Tuner. So what I want to do in this deck is bring out Voltic Pony. Oh boy. Alright, Voltic Pony. It's a 7-star light monster. Voltic Bicorn. I call it Voltic Pony. If it's destroyed by your opponent's card effect or by battle, both players mill 7 cards from their deck. But it requires a Beast Tuner. So, X-Saber Airbellum works as a miller. And his effect works perfect, as well as doubling as the Beast Tuner for the deck. Oh my Jesus Christ. If this happens one more time, I'm restarting the video, guys. Next card. Morphing Jar number 2. 2 of them. in the meta now, with so many monster light decks, returning their monsters to their deck and then making them mill out cards is going to be amazing. Anyway, next, 2 Lava Golems, pure burn. Also, this is great against 6 Sams. Get rid of Shien and Kizan. Oh my god. I'm 2-0 against Sam's decks. Just because of Lava Golem. Marshmallow. 1 Spirit Reaper, not 2, because there's just not enough room. Cataville Omen. If you don't know what this card does, this card is amazing for a trap-heavy deck. It flips, and when it does, it's a flip summon or a flip effect. You can add 1 trap card to the top of your deck. If Nekker Valley is active, so if you get a Gravekeeper matchup or a Malefic matchup using that or some other BS that Nekker Valley happens to be out on, yeah, that goes right to your hand, that trap card. So that's great for getting the main card in this deck. Skull Mutation. And Morphine Jar, for obvious reasons there. Next, the traps. 3 Skull Imitations. Skull Imitation is an amazing card. It is the engine of this deck. Each time a card is sent to the graveyard, card or cards are sent to the graveyard, inflict 300 damage to the owner's, to its owner for each card sent. So Needleworm, Skull Imitation, your opponent loses 1500. Beautiful card. Next, Double Magic Cylinder. Obvious reasons for burn. Delay, stall, just negate attack, burn. Great. 3 Zoma the Spirits. It's a trap monster with 1800 attack. When it's special summoned or activated, it specials it in defense mode. It has 500 defense, 1800 attack, and when a monster destroys it by battle, they inflict damage equal to the monster's attack that destroyed it. So it's basically running 5 magic cylinders. Also, if it gets skill drained, the token stays out there at 18500. The effect that would apply, though, just doesn't. So it doesn't just go back to the zone. So it still takes up the space, but it will still count as a token. So it won't just come back here like this and stick. So that's always cool. So it stays out there as a 4-star, and this is what I mainly use to go into Vaulted Fivecoin. I special this, and then I summon Airbellum, sink 7. So 3 Zoma the Spirits, or 5 magic cylinders. Beautiful card. Torrential, Mirror Force, Gravity Bind. Gravity Bind, obviously, because you don't really attack much. 3 Dark Bribes, because you really don't have much negation power. Them drawing just is basically another way to mill them. So getting rid of Solemn, when they Solemn something, they waste half their life points, and you let them draw a card. Yeah, it sounds like an even exchange to me. 3 Dark Bribes. Beautiful card. Now to the spells. You will need 3 dualities, unfortunately, because it's a universal deck thinner and it helps you grab your trap cards. So 3 dualities. 3 Books of Eclipse. It lets your opponent draw, plus you can get rid of all the attacks in one shot during the battle phase. So that's cool. 3 Book of Eclipse. I run no Book of Moon. There's no point. Too slow. Book of Eclipse. Let them draw like 5 cards. Okay. Discard at end phase. You lose 300 life points for each card discarded. Book of Eclipse. Beautiful card. Card Destruction. Level Limit Area B. Sword to Revealing Light. All typical things you install burn decks. Monster Reborn. Darkhold. That's the spell lineup. Oh, well, that's part A of Stupid Dot Deck. Now let's see what makes this Stupid Dot Deck. The side deck. Well, the extra deck's not really important. You can do whatever you want with the extra deck, as long as you have 3 Vaulted, 5 Corns, and 1 to chew on or Chain Dragons. Now, the side deck is typically, except for a few matchups with 6 Sams, or depending on the deck, a full 15 card swing. Full 15. And the side deck is still in works, because one of them, I want to take one out and throw in another cat, a Belowman. What you would side out, I'll show you the side deck first. Transmigration Prophecy. 2 Reckless Greeds, probably going to become 3. 3 Appropriates. 2 Destiny Hero Defenders. I really hope you see where I'm going with this. 2 Kuraz the Light Monarchs. One of these will probably go for a Reckless Greed. Can you say Exodia? So yeah, this is what I played today, and got 10th place at a Pot of Duality tournament. Stupid.deck. Appropriate Exodia Milburn. So unexpected. No one sides for it. And if you didn't notice, I don't really have much to gain anything back from my graveyard, so that's what Transmig is there for. Only problem is going to be Gravekeepers, in which case you would probably use the Milburn. So what you side out against to get this, you side out the Needleworms, you side out most of your milling stuff. Side out the Wormworms, that's 6. Side out the 2 Airbellums, that's 7. Side out the 2 Morphin Jar number 2s, because that'll hurt you if your Exodia pieces go onto the field. That's 10 cards. You side out 3 Skull Imitations, obviously. And then, depending on the matchup, like Sam's, I would side out the Magic Cylinders, because I'll just negate them for 1 and 2. Lava Golem is just too amazing. But you really shouldn't have to worry about going Appropriate Exodia against Sam's. And then against other matchups, I would probably take out the Lava Golem, because you don't have as much to stop Lava Golem. And this just helps by bringing them back and stalling for you to draw 2 Exodia. So you have your choice there between 2 Lava Golems, 2 Magic Cylinders, or whatever you see fit. But those are my choices typically. And yeah, that's stupid.deck, as I like to call it. But yeah, this is what basically won me into the top 16 of a Pot of Duality tournament, where there's supposed to be such a good field. Playing unexpected decks is the best way to top anywhere, especially if you're going to play a deck that's going to be relatively consistent or relatively good. So I play Stupid.deck today, combining my favorite Milburn deck with a semi-decent build of Appropriate Exodia, because you're limited to 15 cards. So yeah, if you can go 3 Reckless Greeds and 1 Kuraz, I would recommend it, because you get a lot of draw power. Unless you want to throw in a backup soldier. But there's going to be Gravekeepers in the format, so honestly, if you're really that concerned about Gravekeepers, I would go Exodius, the Ultimate Forbidden Lord. Recycles the entire graveyard, works around Necro Valley. You've seen my other videos, you'll know that. Because it's a cost to send everything back, and it doesn't target anything specifically. So Exodius is really good for that. But this worked out for me. I started off 1-2, but that's because of Chaos Planet. Go figure. I couldn't be Chaos Planet with Milburn, because I wasn't starting out with Skull Invitation. And then when I did, double Skull Invitation, Giant Trunade, and then he hit me for game in that one turn. Shit happens. But hey, Stupid.deck. It works. A Wrath, aka the Keeper, out.